No one expected this moment. During what seemed like a normal behind-the-scenes recording, Jungkook suddenly said something about Taehyung that completely changed the atmosphere. Fans who saw the clip couldn't believe what they heard. Some say it revealed the real story behind their friendship, while others think it hinted at something much deeper. What exactly did Jungkook say, and why did it shock everyone who heard it? It all started during a quiet break in filming. The members were relaxed, laughing, and sharing stories like they always do. But then, something unexpected happened. Jungkook looked at Taehyung and said something that instantly caught everyone's attention. His tone was soft, almost hesitant, but his words carried a weight that no one could ignore. The camera zoomed in for just a second, enough to capture Taehyung's expression change. He smiled, but it wasn't the usual bright V smile that fans know so well. It was smaller, almost forced, like he was holding something back. Within hours, that short moment spread like wildfire online. Fans replayed it frame by frame, analyzing every glance, every pause, every subtle emotion between them. Some said it was just friendly teasing. Others believed it was something deeper, a rare, unfiltered look into their bond. But what exactly did Jungkook mean by those words? Was it a message only Taehyung could understand, or something he wanted the world to hear? The moment replayed endlessly across social media, yet no one could agree on what Jungkook truly meant. In the clip, his voice was calm, almost vulnerable. He looked at Taehyung and said, "You've changed, but maybe that's not a bad thing." Just 7 words, and suddenly, the internet exploded. Some fans believed it was a heartfelt compliment, a quiet acknowledgement of how far Taehyung had come. Others sensed something bittersweet, as if Jungkook was remembering the old days, when they were younger, freer, and unaware of the weight of fame. Taehyung didn't respond right away. He just looked down, smiled faintly, and gave a small nod. That silence said more than any words ever could. Clips of that exchange spread everywhere. TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, each fan adding their own interpretation. Was there tension? Was Jungkook missing the past? Or was this his way of saying he's proud? No one really knew. But one thing was clear, that one sentence revealed a side of their friendship the world had never seen before. In the hours that followed, the internet became a battlefield of emotions. Some fans defended Jungkook's words as a sign of deep respect, a brother recognizing another's growth. Others felt there was something unspoken between them, a tension hidden beneath the surface. Clips of the moment flooded every corner of social media. Slowed down edits, emotional background music, subtitles in every language. Fans wanted to feel every heartbeat, every glance, every second of that silence, and yet, neither Jungkook nor Taehyung said a single word about it.no tweets.no livestream explanations, nothing. Even during interviews that followed, whenever the topic came close, both would smile and steer the conversation elsewhere. That silence only made the mystery deeper, and the bond between them more intriguing than ever. But behind the cameras, those who were there said something few people knew. After the scene ended, Jungkook quietly patted Taehyung's shoulder. No words, just a gesture, brief but meaningful. To some, it was an apology. To others, it was a reminder that no matter how much they change, their friendship would always remain. Days later, when the buzz still hadn't faded, a behind-the-scenes staff member spoke quietly during an interview. They didn't mention names directly, but what they said was enough to reignite every rumor, every theory. Sometimes what people see on camera is only a small piece of what's really happening. The truth is usually quieter. That one sentence sent fans searching again, trying to piece together moments from concerts, rehearsals, and interviews where Jungkook and Taehyung seemed a little distant, or sometimes, closer than ever. Those who followed them for years know their story isn't simple. They've grown up together, from shy trainees to global icons. Through fame, pressure, and personal change, their bond has been tested again and again, and maybe, that's exactly what Jungkook meant when he said, "You've changed," but maybe that's not a bad thing. Behind the camera, some say they laughed later that night, that the tension melted into one of their usual, playful arguments. Others say Jungkook's tone that day wasn't sadness at all, it was pride. Pride in watching someone he's known for over a decade become his own person. Whatever the truth is, that moment reminded everyone why their friendship has always stood out. It's real, it's imperfect, and it's still evolving. Because sometimes, what shocks the world isn't conflict. It's honesty. Weeks passed, and the noise online slowly faded. New performances, interviews, and schedules filled their days, but fans couldn't help noticing something different. During concerts, Jungkook and Taehyung seemed more at ease again. The playful glances returned, the inside jokes resurfaced, and the energy between them felt warmer, not loud, not exaggerated, just quietly genuine. In one fan-captured moment, Jungkook was seen standing behind Taehyung during rehearsal, fixing his microphone strap without saying a word. Taehyung smiled softly, murmuring a quiet thanks. It was small, but somehow, it said everything. Sometimes healing doesn't come through words. It comes through gestures, shared memories, and the comfort of knowing that no matter how much changes, some connections remain untouched. And maybe that's what makes their friendship so powerful. It's not built on perfection, but on understanding. On growing apart, and then finding their way back to each other again. When Jungkook said those words, "You've changed," but maybe that's not a bad thing, it wasn't just a moment of honesty. It was a message of love, respect, and acceptance, the kind that only comes from years of shared dreams, struggles, and unspoken trust. Now, whenever they stand on stage side by side, fans don't just see two idols, they see a story, one that's still being written, one honest moment at a time. Time passed, the headlines faded, the theories quieted, and life moved forward. But that one moment between Jungkook and Taehyung remained unforgettable. It became more than just a clip. It became a reminder of how fragile, yet powerful, human connections can be. For years, fans have watched them grow from playful teenagers into mature artists who've seen both the brightest lights and the darkest shadows of fame. They've shared laughter, silence, distance, and reconciliation, and through it all, they've never stopped showing what true friendship looks like. Behind every performance, behind every smile, there's a story, one built on trust, honesty, and unspoken understanding, because sometimes, the strongest bonds aren't the ones that are loud or perfect, they're the ones that survive change. Jungkook's words, "You've changed, but maybe that's not a bad thing," still echo in the hearts of millions, not as a confession, not as a mystery, but as a lesson that growth doesn't destroy relationships, it transforms them. And as the lights fade on another concert, and the two share one last look before walking off stage, you can feel it, a silent promise that no matter where life takes them next, some friendships are written to last forever. Months turned into years, the stage lights came and went, the world moved faster, and yet, that one moment between Jungkook and Taehyung continued to live in the hearts of fans everywhere. But time has a way of revealing what words never could. In a recent interview, Jungkook was asked about the people who shaped him the most. He paused, smiled thoughtfully, and simply said, "There's someone who's been there since the beginning. We've grown up together, through every mistake and every dream." That kind of bond doesn't fade, it just changes shape. Fans didn't need him to say a name. They already knew. Taehyung, too, has spoken about friendship, about how real connections don't always need constant attention, that sometimes the most meaningful relationships are the ones that quietly endure. "We understand each other," he said in a soft voice during a fan meeting. "Even when we don't talk much, we know." It's in these quiet acknowledgments, a glance on stage, a shared laugh during rehearsal, a casual mention in an interview, that their bond still shines, not for the cameras, not for headlines, but for something deeper, a shared history no one else can replicate.